And here are my toys. So, the last time that we got a chance to play, we made a deal with a Dark Lord in her domain. So, the Green Dragon Vencura, who, if you have if you're familiar with Dwarven Forge, is the dragon from their last Kickstarter, Wildlands. Well, their second to last Kickstarter, they've got Reliquaries, but neither here nor there. She was banished to her own domain of dread, and she knows that Aslan Rex, the Dark Lord of the realm Darkon, was able to escape, and she needs that for herself, and the players need her to escape to recover an artifact that is going to help them prevent Tiamat from coming back. So they made a deal to find their way to Darkon, uncover Aslan Rex's secret and how he was able to be the first Dark Lord to escape his prison from the Dark Powers. And they are currently on their way there. They are riding the Riverboat of Larissa Snowmane. Unfortunately, it's really hard to find a good Riverboat miniature, so I'll bring you in here. We are using the Bayou Barge from the Wildlands Kickstarter from Dwarven Forge, and this is Larissa here, and the rest of the party was in there. They'll be riding along the path, the swamp pathways in the Land of the Mists, and Larissa will get them there safely. Maybe. As you can tell, they're going to run into some hiccups. So what I expect to do is I'll allow for some role playing at the very beginning of the game. I know that I have some setup that I need to do for a player's backstory that he was definitely going to enjoy. But if I can't get the role playing going, it'll be a simple way to get this combat started. One of my players is missing, so she's going to get to be the guinea pig that gets knocked off the boat and taken by the mists first. So this party is very smart. They have not ever split the party. Ever. We've been playing for almost 4 years now, and not once have half of the party gone one way and the other half gone the other way. So I'm going to make them be split up this time. So when they enter in over here on the Bayou Barge, one of these big zombie clots is going to rise up and bump the boat, and it is going to knock Zanine here off of the boat. She's going to get launched off, and the mist is essentially going to just whoosh, take her away. Apologize if I bumped the arm, it's unsteady or whatnot. First time, learning process. Zanine is close friends with one of the party as a backstory, so I know that person is going to act on that and try to rescue her, which is going to begin what I'm referring to as like a horde mode survival kind of game. So when I was setting up this board, I thought that I wanted to use some of these new great miniatures. Well, they're not really new anymore. From the Boneyard set from WizKids. I think this is Boneyard. Yeah, this is Boneyard. This is Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Because they just made so many more very cool undead sculpts. And my party's like level 14 now. So I don't really have need for a group of 4 or 5 CR rating 2 bad guys. But if I'm in Ravenloft, I can just have the undead just keep rolling out, right? Like, they can just keep coming and coming because this is their domain. This is their domain of death. So the party will be forced into this situation where they have to figure out if they can rescue Zanine or not, or if they have to abandon her. And as time goes on, the mist will take more people. So the way that I'm going to kind of incorporate the mist coming in is the further you get away from this lantern or the boat. So if you go 30 feet out, the mist is going to take you. And it's going to take you to somewhere in Darkhan that you're not quite ready to be at yet. And that is how I'm going to get these guys to split up for the first time in 4 years. But I'll kind of walk through here. So I built, this is all swamp pieces, mostly from Dwarven Forge's Wildlands Kickstarter. There are Monster Fight Club trees here that I used. Some tombs from WizKids. I believe this is from Pathfinder. The Ruins of Lastfall set. But these undead are going to keep rising all over the place until half of the party is taken by the mists. Now what they can do, of course, if you know Larissa Snowmane, she harbors a secret. And she can dance to keep undead at bay at the risk of any living creature that sees her just instantly dying. So she will play that as her trump card. If the undead begin to truly just overwhelm them, she'll yell at them to close their eyes. I do have a player who may be this robot guy right here, or the Yuan-Ti rogue right there, who is actually a cleric in our game. But that's a great Yuan-Ti mini. They're gonna look. They're immediately gonna put their heads up, look at Larissa, and die. So I have to plan for that. Now they can shut down the undead horde if they are able to notice that there's some kind of like sinister magic on these stones on the map. It's probably going to be a little difficult for some of them since I do play remotely, and the view that you have now is the view that my players have when they play remotely. I try to use a nice steady camera arm, but you're not going to get every angle from just an iPhone camera. So if they are able to dispel the magic on those two items, these undead will stop their assault. And they could potentially make it where only a minimum number of them are transported to somewhere in Darkhan. And then they can continue on the rest of their journey and end up in, oh goodness, I don't remember the name of the city where the Kargat are. It's where the docks are for Larissa to bring them to. But that's it. Almost all this stuff is Dwarven Forge Wildlands stuff. I've been trying to use this in as many builds I can because I've been waiting, since 2020 for it, and it is just exceptional stuff. It looks great. Even though I'm red-green colorblind, I can still see the grid that's hidden throughout the green banks pieces, so that's awesome. Kudos to them for finding a way to incorporate some sort of a grid and just kind of naturally make it work. The trees that aren't Dwarven Forge, like this guy here, that's Monster Fight Club. I think that's mostly it. Almost all the other stuff is WizKids. So yeah, that is the boat. That is the. I gotta think of a cool name for this. The Ravenloft boat ride. Woo! Nah, that's probably a bad name. I'll think of something funnier, maybe, or at least catchier. But thanks for checking this out. And if you want to see more, I will probably keep playing around with this format a little bit so that I can keep track of things that I've done, things that I've made, and kind of have an archive for my players to ever look back to in case they're feeling nostalgic for some adventures. So, thank you, and thanks for watching.